So, one day I went on Craigslist. I needed to buy my son a new car. Well, second-hand car, should I say. It was coming up to his 18th birthday, and I really wanted to get him one as a surprise. And after a while of looking, what do you know? I found one. It was a $2,000 Ford. It was a really nice looking car, plus it didn't have that many miles. I didn't have to drive too far either. Great. So, I started to contact the seller, but I couldn't seem to get him to respond. That was weird, but I guess you could say that was where the strange things only began. So when I first managed to contact him, it was via cell phone. I said, "Hello," and he responded, "Why the hell are you talking to me? Who are you?" in a strange, crony type of voice. I said, "Oh, sorry sir, have I got the right number? Are you the person selling the Ford car?" He said, "Yes, sorry. You have to excuse me, I have bipolar." Bipolar? I wasn't believing that for a second. I knew it was pure bullshit. But the car was so cheap and it was so close to my son's birthday. I had to buy him it. So I just had to. In the end, we arranged to meet out, not near me and not near him, sort of out of the way and more of a deserty type area. At first I thought this was a little sketchy, and I said, "Why have we got to drive out practically to the middle of nowhere?" Nowhere? No, this is where my second house is. Second house? I knew it was dodgy from that point, but I know I should have turned back and just said no and kept looking, but I was desperate. Hey, I didn't want to let my son down. So I agreed to meet him. After driving in some pretty barren deserts for what seemed like an eternity, with nothing, just tumbleweeds, I eventually stumbled on a little house. It was really strange looking, like it was out of an old ghost town, you know, like from one of them old western films. As I approached it, things got weirder still. I tried to contact the seller, but he wouldn't pick up. Then finally, after waiting outside for 10 minutes, I got a text, "Meet me round back, the front door's broken." I knew this was really strange, so I proceeded with caution. Just as I went to look in, through the window, I heard something in the back. But it was nothing, it must have just been an animal, right? I looked in through the window and I could see someone standing there, just motionless, staring out the window at me. I gestured away, but he didn't move. So I went up to the front door. "Hello? I believe you're the man I'm looking for." No response. That was weird. I went round the back. There was 2 more mannequins just standing there. This was really strange. I was starting to get freaked the hell out. So then I just bolted for my car. Then, just like that, the phone rang. I had to answer it just in case it was my son or somebody. It was him saying, "Why are you leaving so fast? I've got your car for you." There was no car all along. It was pure bullshit. I started driving the fuck out of there, not even looking back once. Later on, I found out just how dangerous it actually was. It turned out that what I thought were mannequins were actually dead bodies. He had a gun behind the door and was waiting for me to knock again. I'm just really lucky to be alive. I'd hate to think what could have possibly happened if I'd opened the door. I probably would have ended up like one of them. So I'm an avid hunter. I was looking for some new guns and gear on Craigslist. It took me a while to be able to find anything. Probably because I live in such a forested area. That was probably why it's hard to find any sellers close to me. Anyway, I didn't give up. Then I found this some guy was selling just what I wanted, a really nice hunting rifle and some good camo clothes. I spoke to him and we both agreed to meet him in the forest near where I live. That was even better, I didn't have to go anywhere to get this stuff. I always carry a revolver with me just for caution. Anyway, so I set it off to meet him. The location was pretty sketchy, it was in sort of a rocky area. It was pretty well known for snakes. It was really strange, this place. I didn't like it. I got strange vibes from it before I even went in there. So I was driving up there. I had to pull over quickly because the seller called me. I stopped my truck, it was dark now. I answered the phone. "Hello?" "Hey man, you still want to do this still? I know it's getting dark, but I'm just worried that I'm not going to be able to make it home in time." "Oh no, don't worry man, I'm still coming." So I just got back in my truck, kept on driving. I noticed there was something weird with my truck. I couldn't really explain what it was. I finally got to the location then. There was nothing there, just a man standing there. I walked up to him, gave him the money, and just went to get back into my truck. Got back in. Just as I looked in the tail light, there was about 5 other people, all in the forest, sort of forming a semicircle around me. They were really slowly moving, not thinking I could see them. So I just bolted it the hell out of there, not looking back. Oh shit, what's wrong with my truck? I can hardly drive this piece of shit. Not now. I kept on driving, getting the fuck out of there. What the fuck was that? I have no idea. I kept on driving till eventually I was out of that area. I called the cops. They come down and committed a massive search. And guess what? They found nothing. Well, I say nothing. They found one thing. They found a camping site right next to where our set was, where we'd done the pickup. It was weird. There must have been at least 8 or 9 people camping there, the cops said to me. But there was no trace anyway. Even more scary is that once I'd started speaking to the cops, one of them told me, "Hey, what's that with your tyres? Do you know about that? You should really get that fixed, man. That's really dangerous." I looked back. To my horror, half of my tyres had been slit. I couldn't believe it. There was no way they'd done it when I'd done the transaction. Then it hit me. They'd been hit when I was about half a mile away from the seller, when I had to phone him up in the dark. So I needed to get a new table. Tables are quite expensive, or at least the type of size I was looking for. So I had to look around for quite a while until finding the seller. He seemed perfectly nice on the phone and agreed to meet him somewhere up in his apartment complex. He told me that there wasn't going to be a lot of other people in the apartment, just him maybe, because he could be renting it, but he doesn't think anybody else still lives there. Still lives there? That's weird. I found out that the building was abandoned, but he must have just bought it and lived out there. To be honest, it doesn't sound like that bad of an idea, all that space you could get. Anyway, I went up to go and contact the seller again. Then I saw him in person. He had crazy looking eyes, weird as fuck hair. He looked really out of his mind, really fucked up. It was really scary. Dirty, like he had never had a wash before. We'd met just outside his apartment building, and he said, "Hey man, you got the stuff?" I said, "Yeah, I've got the money. Can I at least see the table first?" Heck, I'm not going to hand over my money before I actually see the thing, am I? It might have been sketchy, but I'm not crazy. Anyway, as we went in, he seemed really agitated for some reason. He said, "Did you bring anyone with you?" "No. Why would I? It's not that big of a table really, and there's 2 of us, yeah?" At this point he went absolutely berserk. He started kicking the things next to him, started just holding on his head, shaking it violently, just staring at me with such rage like I've never seen before. I was terrified at this point. I'd never seen anything like it. What had I said to make him go that angry? Then he just stood there. I went to head back when the lights went out. I went to reach for the door, sprint into it. It was locked. He was just laughing in the background. I couldn't believe it. I was trapped. No way out. Fuck, I'm done for. I didn't have any weapons. God knows what he's going to do to me. Just as I thought that, I heard it. More steps around me. There was at least 3 or 4 other guys in there. I looked and I had one chance and I just bolted for the window, got straight out of it and got the fuck in my truck. Just as I done that, I saw some eyes at the curtains, but then I saw some eyes in the other curtains upstairs and downstairs. Holy shit. I sped about a mile away from there, called the cops. The cops went in armed. After they'd done their sweep and clear. They brought out 5 guys, including the crazy one, all of them armed. Apparently they found my guy who I'd just spoken to waiting in a closet about to shoot me with a pistol. The same was for the other guy upstairs. I was so lucky that nothing ever happened to me that day. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm thinking of doing a series of this, as well as top 15, scary true stories, and the deep web series. Tell me if you want me to continue this series. I hope you liked the video. Please leave any video suggestions in the comments. Thank you. Have a nice day.